Hey guys, Jeb Brooks, greenergrass.com. I am in Atlanta because I just interviewed Ed Bastian. I hope you've had a chance to check out that video by now. If you haven't, I'll include a link in the description. But anyway, I've got a little bit of extra time, so I thought I'd walk from my hotel, the Renaissance Concourse over there, to the Delta Flight Museum over here. So, I don't know, let's check it out. There's some cool stuff over there. I've been there before, but never with a camera. So, let's get going. So you gotta get a security badge to check in, and then you gotta walk through the parking lot, dodging Delta employees who sometimes drive kind of fast, so heads up.
But once you're through the parking lot, you head to the front desk, buy a ticket, and check in.
How cool is this? A Delta DC-3. Think those people ever get tired of standing there? So I've got to admit, I'm really more of a fan of like modern commercial jet airliners, but even still, a DC-3, that's pretty cool.
The museum also features a theater sponsored by American Express, which highlights all of the credit cards available from Delta.
As Ed Bastian said in our interview, the Delta difference is about the people. And one of the ways the airline honors people is through their Chairman's Club. And those folks are the top 1% of the 1%, as Ed Bastian says. These are the people who really demonstrate the Delta difference. And they're highlighted here in this part of the museum. How about a room full of models?
There's the Convair 880, an airplane they have the cockpit for out in the main exhibit hall. We'll see that in a minute. Really fast airplane. There's also this L-1011 TriStar. What a great airplane that was. But there's no doubt about my favorite, this Airbus A350.
The museum is often closed for private events, so be sure to check the website before you come just to make sure it's open. The other thing I'll say, I tried to come yesterday, which was Wednesday, and it was closed. They're closed on Wednesdays, so be smarter than me and check the schedule. Now we're talking. Models are great and all, but I prefer the real thing. Like this 767, the spirit of Delta. It was actually bought by Delta employees when the airline needed some help. That's a pretty cool story. Let's check it out. Now, I absolutely love walking down a jet bridge, but unfortunately this one's not going anywhere, not taking me anywhere.
In spring 1982, the airline industry was troubled by a weak economy, high fuel prices, and deregulation. After 35 consecutively profitable years, Delta posted a net loss. As a way of expressing their appreciation for company support during this trying time, Delta employees spearheaded Project 767 to raise money to pay for Delta's first Boeing 767. Led by 3 flight attendants, the project was an inspiring effort to raise $30 million through the combined donations of employees, retirees, and friends. Today, the airplane sits as a reminder of what flying used to be. The back of the cabin is filled with more exhibits.
I'm so used to walking in this door and walking down that way, I forgot. We can turn this way and check out the cockpit.
Like Delta, the fast food chain Chick-fil-A is based in Atlanta, which means the two have partnered, including for this piece of art.
Now, there are tons of exhibits here, but I think maybe one of the highlights is just over my shoulder back there. It's a 737-200 simulator. The actual thing, the real thing the pilots use. A few years ago, I got to try it out with a friend of mine who's a pilot for another airline. I think I performed better in that simulator than he did, but we won't tell him that.
And here's that Convair 880 prototype cockpit. This is a real treasure. Delta flew the Convairs for several years before retiring. Their fuel consumption was just too great. It was the fastest 4-engine commercial jet until the 747 came out.
There's even a conference room that's built inside this L1011 body. That's pretty cool. So you can rent out spaces in here for private events if you need to. I don't know what the pricing's like, but it's available. They'll be happy to help you, I'm sure. There's also an annual event here that's a lot of fun. It's Hops in the Hangar. It takes place usually around February, and this place is full of craft breweries from all over the region. It's a lot of fun. You know you fly Delta too much when your face is in the museum. Whoa.
It's not all about what's inside the hangar. If you step across the parking lot, you can check out one of Delta's 747s that's been really nicely restored. This was actually the very first 747-400 ever built. It was, of course, delivered to Northwest Airlines.
Man, this kind of makes me sad. This is seat 2K. This is the seat I sat in for the very last domestic Delta 747-400 flight, I guess last year. It's great to be downstairs. Let's head up.
I don't know of any 747 that offers a view quite like this one down there. Let's check out one of the most spectacular offices anywhere in the world. That's the 747's cockpit.
I'm sitting down on the luckiest seat on the airplane, 77A. I guess 7's lucky. Anyway, I really miss this configuration. The Delta 747 had a 1-1 configuration up here upstairs. Talk about comfortable and intimate. This was great, the way to fly. I recently had the chance to fly with Lufthansa on their 747-8, and that's a 2-2 configuration upstairs. It's comfortable, it's a great plane, but there's just something nice about having both a window and an aisle.
Speaking of windows, if we head back downstairs, you'll see they've installed a rather uniquely placed one here in this 747. But you can also get another interesting view, and that is by stepping out onto the wing here in Delta's 747.
Paul Stewart down in Australia has done a number of videos like this at flight museums, so I thought it'd be cool to give it a try. This video is dedicated to you, Paul. Okay, so there you have it, the Delta Flight Museum. It's $15 to get in. It's definitely worth it in my opinion. There's some cool things in there, cool exhibits. Getting to check out the airplanes, including the 747, is definitely a highlight. And naturally, there's also, like any good museum, a gift shop. So I got myself a new hat. How often have you been underneath a 747-400? For me, this is a first. It's a pretty cool museum. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you liked this experiment, please click the thumbs up button. If you didn't, just go ahead and smash that thumbs down button twice. I'm only kidding. Hey, thanks for watching. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. And please subscribe if you haven't. In between now and the next time, see you in the sky.